Hi, this is Enonia back with another video. We're going to jump straight into it as we always do. I hope that everyone is having a beautiful and blessed day today. Today, we are going to get on the topic of how do mediumship gifts work. So, mediumship is basically the ability to be able to connect with the spiritual realm, connect with spirits, connect with the divine, God source, in order to be able to communicate messages back to this realm. I personally feel, and there are others who feel like this as well, that everyone to a degree has a connection in some type of mediumship abilities and gifts. Most people are not aware of it and are not aware of the signs when they present themselves, if that makes sense. So for me, when I first started realizing that I had the ability to communicate with spirits, for me it was a little weird how it happened, because I would just hear names and I would just feel called to go and look at the people up, and every person of the names that I looked up, like, the person had passed away. You feel me? Like, yeah, that could be a coincidence, but at the same time, it's like I could have easily looked up a different name and a person's Facebook profile popped up, a person's, like, different people popped up, you know what I'm saying? Something dealing with the person. But all of these people, there were, like, obituaries about them and stuff. So that was a little weird to me, and eventually after that, there was a close friend of mine who had passed away, and she was the very first spirit who I connected with, because she would show me flashes of her death and how it happened, and I thought that I was going crazy a little bit. Sometimes it would be for me it was unwillingly, but it wasn't necessarily like scary, if that makes sense. Like, people view it as like it's like a scary experience, but it's really not. It's very natural. It's like just imaginative, and we imagine things all the time, you know what I mean? Like, we are pretty active within our imaginative state majority of the day. I would say at least 50 to 75, sometimes 80% of the day, we're in our head thinking about something, you know? So it's like, it's kind of like that. It's like it feels like a natural thought, but image comes with it. And I would see her face and I would see her, and it was like she was trying to tell me something. So eventually, Spirit led me down a pathway of strengthening my gifts and getting to the point of where I am now, today. I feel that I am someone who was called to this journey. I am someone who was called to be able to connect with the spiritual realm. I feel that that's just a pretty broad term of how it works. It gets deeper than that, you know, as the level goes, as you're ready for it, because people feel like it's like this freaked out experience, but in all honesty, God and divine is not going to overbear you with that gift. For some of us, we've been experiencing it since we were younger. And some of you guys have as well. Some of you guys have shut out memories and different things like that. And the more that you begin to nurture that aspect of your spirituality, yourself, your spirit, understanding that that's natural. That's really naturally how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be connected to their rhythm. We're supposed to be connected to their world. They want us divided. They want us, what I like to call, unplugged from that systematic perspective. I was about to say perspection, but I heard spectrum. So it's like we have to be mindful a lot when it comes to just understanding how we all kind of are alike. Like, people feel that the ones who have the gifts are so different from the ones who don't, but in all actuality, we were once the ones who didn't have the gifts. We just became aware, and through God was allowed to see past the illusions of the blindfold that they have put over us, you know? And when I mean by they, y'all know what I mean by they. But also, I feel that when it comes to mediumship, gifts, and ability, a lot of times it starts off with the process of you hearing your own thought. You feel that you are thinking these things, but in all actuality, you are having a conversation, and more than likely it starts with the Passover love and that you are close to, if that makes sense. So say, for instance, you're thinking about a person who have just passed away a couple of years ago, passed away years ago, and you start having flashes of memories. You start hearing that person's voice in your head. You start actively giggling or showing an emotion of expression due to how you feel, what you see, what you hear. That is that person, spirit, connecting with you in that very moment. A lot of us us just don't or did not realize, you know. Also, I feel that dreaming about someone that has passed on, that person is visiting you in your dream state. Seeing animals, seeing signs that remind you of them, seeing numbers that remind you of them, smelling them, seeing cars that they used to drive, or they used to love, or they used to always talk about, seeing things they used to always talk about, seeing their favorite foods pop up around you all the time, smelling their favorite food, different things like that. This, with my abilities and my gifts, the saddest thing I have experienced is people not believing and people not understanding, and so their loved ones are shut out and their loved ones are left feeling that disconnect from their babies because of what this because of what this realm, because of what this playground, this 3D, this earth has taught them. And there's so much more outside of this freaking bubble that we're in. It's like The Speck. The movie, I think it was called The Speck or something like that. It was a Dr. Seuss movie, and how, like, it was a whole world just sitting on a flower, and the guy was trying to protect the flower, and nobody believed him, or something like that. But yeah, it's like that. It's like we don't even understand how tiny we are in such a big, huge universe. You know what I mean? And so it's like, it makes them sad. It makes their energy low. It makes them not be able to move on because the grief is there from the not understanding the death perspective, and even being scared of it, being afraid of it, because it's like, in all honesty, it's honestly not scary. It's not at all what people make it out to be. There are experiences that might startle you, but it might make you laugh in the same sense of that. Or it's like, it's all about your understanding of it. It's all about your perspective, your perception of it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I do know, actually. Can't say I don't know. I do know. But it's like, about your interpretation of what you grew up to know, you know? And what you were taught. But that doesn't mean that you can't expand your mind and go with what your soul feels and what your heart feels, you know? Because that is what's going to always lead you to the truth, the true knowledge. Is what I like to say. Follow your heart when it comes to that. Follow your heart when it comes to everything in life. They say don't follow your heart, but I feel like life is too short and too young to not follow your heart. This world needs a lot more love, you know what I mean? And I feel like if we operated more out of our heart space, it would help balance out that logic a little bit. Because it's a little bit of both, you know what I mean? It has to be balanced. Maybe it just has to be balanced. You have to have the understanding, the logic, and you have to have the compassion and love and the unconditioned of it. Now, when I say love, I'm not just saying love, I'm saying unconditioned, the actual definition of love, you know what I mean? You have to have that, plus the logic, because the logic is what helps set in the boundaries and different things like that, but that's something else to tie into. But yeah, it's like, from my own understanding, and I hope that this brief summary of it was able to help you guys get a little bit of understanding. You can check out my next video, which is going to be about death and just breaking that down a little bit as far as like the afterlife and how that works, and diving into detail of my experience of what I see and what it is for me, if that makes sense, because that's all I can do is tell my version and my reality and my truth, you know? So we're going to dive into that. I am open for bookings. If anyone is wanting to book a reading, you can DM me on my Instagram at uno.neo144. I am accepting donations as well. You can check my Cash App out in the bio. But yes, love and light. I appreciate everyone for staying this long. If you are new here and you like the content, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe.